The holiday season is the season for giving. At least that's what I keep hearing from charity after charity, begging me to open up my wallet and help their causes. Bah humbug, says my next guest. Yaron Brook from the Ayn Rand Institute. He says it's time to rethink the entire notion that this is the season for giving. Yaron, welcome back to Freedom Watch. When I was studying economics as a college student, I brought home for a Thanksgiving vacation once a book called The Virtue of Selfishness. I'll never forget when my mother saw this on my desk in my bedroom. She goes, "What is this? What are you reading?" So, Yaron Brook, what is so virtuous about selfishness?
Well, the idea is that the essence of morality should be making one's own life the best life that it could be. And that requires, hard work. That requires being rational. That requires thinking through one's actions in order to live the best life that you could be.
Right.
Conventional morality tells us that the essence of morality is thinking about others, being selfless, self-sacrifice, and Ayn Rand turns that upside down and she says, no, that's wrong. The essence of morality is about learning how to take care of yourself, how to make you the best human being you can be.
When you say things like, I don't mean you in particular, when anyone says things like, it's a good thing to be selfish, people look at you like you have two heads. So how is it a good thing to be selfish if somebody is starving and I have excess capital with which to teach them how to work or even give them food so the pain in their stomach goes away?
How is it that their starvation places a claim on your life? You might choose to help them. I'm certainly not against helping somebody that is starving. But the fact that they are starving is not a claim, a moral claim or existential claim against you. You created the wealth. It's your wealth. It should be your choice as to how to use it. And your primary responsibility, your responsibility in life is to use that wealth to promote your life. If helping the starving person promotes your life in some way, go ahead and help him. But you have no moral obligation, just because he's starving, to help him. That fact does not place a claim, a moral claim on you. And look, people view this word selfish because it's being perverted.
Right.
The assumption is that selfishness somehow is callous, it's short-term, it's doing whatever you feel like doing. And again, when I think about selfishness, I think about what is truly in my long-term self-interest. And being a whim worshiper, doing whatever works right now at the expense of the future,
right, let me stop you for a minute.
Is not selfish.
What about the government? Does the government have a moral obligation to help people who are starving?
Absolutely not. The government has no resources of its own. The only resources it has are resources that it takes from producers, from people that create those resources. The people who own the wealth, who create the wealth, should be the ones to decide how to use it, not the government. And the fact that the government uses, so-called democracy, a majority rule of 51% of the population approved, does not justify stealing money from some people in order to give it to others.
I agree with you. Quickly, we only have about 30 seconds. What would the poor do? Where would they go? Who would help them if the government didn't steal money from us and give it away?
Well, two things. One, under capitalism, where the government doesn't redistribute wealth, there are very, very, very few poor who can't survive, who can't get a job and survive on their own. And the ones who really can't, that tiny fraction of a percent, they would be taking care of charity. We are benevolent, and nobody wants to see good people starving in the streets. There is a role for private charity, but it's a small role, and it's not where you get your moral virtue from charity.
Got it. Yaron Brook, thanks for joining us. Only on Freedom Watch can you hear on Thanksgiving Day that selfishness is a virtue. We appreciate your joining us.